the boogie, set up, drop the boogie. Ball with the ball, the bang, the dang, diggy, diggy, diggy. Set the boogie, set up, drop the boogie. Ball with the ball, the bang, the dang, diggy, diggy, diggy. Set the boogie, set up, drop the boogie.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to chase race number 4 of Season 4 of the Mountain Dew Voltage Cup Series. We are here at Daytona Road Course for the Burger King 350K for 14 laps of racing on this tricky course. There are a few passing zones on this track, including the first few turns. Well, technically you can pass anywhere, but there are some spots on this track where you cannot mess up. On the front row, we got two chasers. On the pole is Michael Naylor, and beside him is Alan Cavanero. In row 2, we got Steve Cavallo and points leader Cody Russell. Row 3 is Austin Alves and Michael Parker. Row 4 is Zachary Rogers, Michael Beeson. And in row 5, Stephanie Manas and Adam Rogers. So we have a total of 6 chasers starting in the top 10 today. But we saw what happened to Brenda Rogers in the part-timers race. Going through that part of the track after turn 1 can be tricky. You cannot get loose if you are starting on that inside row. She starts 13th in the cup race today. Part-timers, Sam Rogers starts 14th. Mason Jefferson starting in 25th. And Sean Harple starts 36th. Rest of your chasers, Greg Lyons 11th. Peggy Bowling 12th. John Linnaeus 15th. Nico Tringali 16th. Michael Santos 21st, Benjamin Tilton 24th, Nolan Bergeron 26th, Peter Sands 27th, Logan Scott 29th, Allison Rogers 30th, and then Benjamin Dion 40th. So we'll get you to the start of this race as the pace car speeds to out way ahead of the field, just like in the part-timers race, and we'll see how these 14 laps of racing play out. Note, fuel capacity is 14 laps, so we'll see how they last on that, if they have to pit or not. So we get ready to go. Green flag racing here at Daytona. And a bit of a heads up, a track that we're going to have some of the Season 5 drivers test at. Old Spice Speedway. That could be a new road course on the schedule next season, and some tracks will be leaving. And Old Spice might replace where Riverside is on the schedule, as that race was terrible. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, we watch the guys go through the first turn here. And now let's watch and see if anybody gets loose here. So far, so good. Everybody's running clean. And they all make it through. And Michael Naylor way out in front in the lead. Steve Cavallo in second, Cavanero the third, Allison fourth, and in fifth, Cody Russell. As now Michael Parker looking for position on Stephanie Vanas, as you can see them all throughout the field. And it looks like we could have a clean race here, but they are still double wide in spots. So nothing is official. But Michael Naylor off and away, and this is what you'll see happen here. As a spectator cam is really quite useful. But Michael Naylor off and away. Michael Naylor won back at Kansas. And now he's looking like he might have a shot to win here today in the chase. So far, 2 of the 3 chase races have been won by chasers. And maybe the 4th one will be won by another. This is really the first time seeing them go side by side through the bus stop. One of the chasers back here, Benjamin Dion, in a sponsorless car today after his big wreck last week. And definitely not getting the run he wanted. As we complete lap 1. And Michael Naylor leads them. This is where they'll start to gain back now that they're single file. And they are pretty much all single file throughout the field, but that does not mean they will not be racing. You can mishap here, and people can capitalize. But so far, here's your top 5. Naylor in first. Road course expert Steve Cavallo, who is still looking for that first win of the season, in second. Third is Cavanero. Fourth, Alves. And fifth is Cody Russell. In fact, that win might be what will keep Cavallo, who is like 35th in points, as a full-timer next season, because he has won at least one race every season. Season 1, he won 3 times. He won 3 times. Once at a road course, I believe. And then season 2, he won 3 times again. Twice at a road course that season, I think. And then season 3 last season, he won at Charlotte. But he has not been able to win yet this season. And after this lap, we will truly be able to see who is getting it done here. Looks like James Morton and Tony Vieira are not doing so well. But as you look through the bus stop, and you got people who are trying to make moves. As you can see that Jim Morton has lost a spot to Scott Greeny. Greg Lyons looking for 8th on Michael Parker. And there you see it. Steve Cavallo gained half a second on Michael Naylor. So Cavallo has the car. He just needs to know when to make the pass. Cavanero was faster as well. Same with Alves. Same with Cody Russell. So the top 5 cars, 2nd to 4th, are all faster than Michael Naylor. And the fastest lap goes to Austin Alves, who is in 4th. Cavanero, who's in 3rd. Then Cavallo, who's in 2nd. And then Cody Russell, who's in 5th, is 4th fastest, and then Naylor with the first fastest time. And if you look at those laps there, everybody was at least almost 4 tenths faster than Naylor, who's leading. But then once you get past Naylor, everybody else who's behind 5th is half a second or more slower. And I think where they started speaks for themselves, as now Cavallo has lost a lot on Michael Naylor. Zachary Rogers has been doing pretty good this chase. Let's go on board, listen to some onboard radio. Hey Zach, how's it going? Car's running great, but this track is so tough with people not really making many mistakes. It's hard for us to gain anything. 10-4, buddy. Remember, you're entering this race in 2nd in points. Yeah, 2nd in points. So we finished where we are, and we will probably be still good in points for this championship. Roger that, buddy. As far as fuel, I think we might have to pit between laps 10 and 12. All right, copy that. So there was some onboard radio between Zachary Rogers' number 3 team. As we look at this lap's past lap times, Michael Naylor lower, in fact. Now Stephanie Van Noss put down a good lap time, but now if you look at the stats here, Cavallo lost 7 tenths on Naylor, but meanwhile Cavanero gained 4 tenths on Cavallo. But out of the top 5, Naylor pulled away, and this turn right here just draws everybody up together. Stephanie Van Noss, though, was fastest out of the top 10, I believe. As Greg Lyons was not able to get by Michael Parker when we saw him battling for that spot before. I mean, there are people, they're trying to get by people at certain points, but you just can't because of the outside advantage on a road course when it's a flat track. So meanwhile, the bus stop can be a part where drivers get loose, but it's very difficult. Stephanie Van Noss looking to gain up on Zachary Rogers here. We're going to go to a break in about a minute, but before we do that, let's show you where your chasers are. Michael Naylor in the lead here, completing lap number 4. Alan Cavanero 3rd, Austin Alves 4th, Cody Russell 5th, Zachary Rogers 6th, Michael Parker 8th, Greg Lyons in 9th, then John Ayers 13th, Peggy Bowling 15th, Nico Tringali 18th, Michael Santos 19th. Peter Sands 25th, Logan Scott 26th, Benjamin Tilton 27th, Nolan Bergeron 28th, with Allison Rogers in 32nd, and Benjamin Dion in 40th. And we will be back for more racing in a bit. So we're back on the way, and we just looked at it. Cavallo did gain some on Naylor his last lap. Cavanero lost, and so did Austin Alves. But behind them, Cody Russell, Zachary Rogers, Stephanie Manas, Michael Parker all gaining ground. And Michael Parker set the fastest lap of the race, but now it looks like Parker messes up on the bus stop. But Cavallo looks like he's gaining some ground on the 10 car here. And the bus stop is truly where it matters, because if you get loose in the bus stop, your whole acceleration going down into turn 1 is messed up, allowing the person behind you to gain some ground on you. As teammates, as much as Cavallo would love Naylor to get a win here in the chase, he wants to win. He has not won in a while. There's another point you can get loose and lose ground, but Cavallo setting his fastest lap of the race, which currently sits as the 5th fastest lap. But it seems drivers are now all setting better lap times on Naylor, and they're starting to bunch together again. A little reminder / heads up, pit stops could happen between laps 10 and 12. Since the fuel is 14 laps, drivers might try to risk it, they might not. But if you have everybody pit, if you pit earlier than the leader, you're going to come out with fresher tires. But considering the way turn 1 and pit road lies, that's a bit tricky. Let's go on board with Alan Cavanero for a bit here, going in the cockpit. You can just see him working the wheel as he's kind of closed in here on Cavallo. And Cavanero trying to draft behind the 14 of Cavallo here, and he might challenge for second. And then look at all the braking that goes into entering the first turn. And that hesitation right there can make you lose ground, but Cavanero did a good job not losing any. And he gained on Cavallo and Naylor that past lap. Cavallo lost some ground on Naylor, but what he lost, Cavanero gained twice as much. Nobody's really changed up in the top 10, but grounds have been the gap between drivers has gained or increased, and it looks like now Naylor is trying to gain away from Cavallo again. But pit stops could truly come to decide who wins this race. It's Tony Vieira still having it. Everybody seems to want to pass people at some point, but it's just there's no good. It's hard to pass on a road course. You got to admit that. There is another track we might end up trying out, and it was Shane, aka Booyaka Dragon, called it Wales, I think, and Austin Alves has lost. No, Austin Alves has gained 3rd place over Alan Cavanero, and now Zachary Rogers getting challenged by Stephanie Manas, who Manas is going to take away 5th, or the battle is raging. And I think people pit. Yes, we had people pitting. Sam Rogers, Greg Lyons, Cody Russell all come down pit road. Sean Galligan. So pit stops happening here at the halfway mark rather than later. For the record, the track is called Claw, but I don't know what it will end up being located in for us. Going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back in a moment. And we're back, and what is currently known as Claw might end up being called Mountain Dew Raceway, as Mountain Dew is maybe taking a liking to sponsoring that track. See, Cavanero somehow probably lost it in the boot, and that's how Alves got by him. And now Vanas has got him by Rogers as well. And now here they come. The leaders are coming to pit road. Looks like all of them are coming to pit road. Ryan Shea is not coming out. Ryan Shea elects to stay out. So does James Morton. Here's Cody Russell, Greg Lyons, Galligan, Sam Rogers, who came out. There's Ryan Shea, and there's James Morton. And as we watch pit stops, Cavallo came out ahead of Naylor, and he's got Alves right there on his bumper. And Cavallo gets in the wall coming out of pit road, allowing Alves to go by. A lot of drivers losing ground, and I still don't think we've seen Michael Naylor come out yet. Nolan Bergeron getting in the wall. As they come out, Alves leading them, then Cavallo. Cavanero in third. Fourth is Naylor, and fifth is Brenda Rogers. Sixth, Beeson. Seventh, Adam Rogers. Eighth, Cody Russell. Ninth, John Linares. And 10th is Greg Lyons. Ryan Shea leading with James Morton behind them in second. But Alves clearly going to be the leader. And here comes Shea now. And here comes James Morton. And Shea will pit before the start-finish line, and so will James Morton, so neither of them are going to lead this lap. Alves and Cavallo battling it out, coming to the line for 5 more laps of racing here in the Burger King 350K. And Cavallo looking for the race lead. Going into turn 1, he backs out. Cavanero in third. Naylor in fourth, probably very disappointed with his pit crew. But Austin Alves, the other 2-time winner on the season, looking to maybe back up what Tilton did and get his 3rd win of the season as well. Alves won at Auto Club and he won at Riverside, so Alves has already won at 1 road course this season. And I believe Austin has 5 career victories, and this could be his 6th career victory of his career. Cavallo has 7. And Cavallo would love to get his 8th here today. As the field is rounded out, now in the last place, we got Allison Rogers. And we'll see where everybody ended up after they crossed the finish line this time. Right now, Alves and Cavallo, I don't know if they took tire strategy there. But Cavallo's still looking. Cavallo is faster than Alves right here. 4 more laps of racing here at Daytona. Cavallo not giving up yet. He is looking and he is there. And there's the thing where everybody gets loose once they get too close to somebody. But Cavallo is not giving up yet. As now the whole field has cycled around, let's see where the chasers are. Austin Alves leads. Alan Cavanero third. Michael Naylor fourth. Cody Russell in 8th. Greg Lyons in 10th. John Linares 9th. I forgot he was a chaser. Michael Santos 11th. Nico Tringali 13th. Zachary Rogers 17th. Peggy Bowling in 20th. Peter Sands 21st. Logan Scott 24th. Michael Parker down to 28th. Nolan Bergeron in 29th. Tilton down to 37th. And then Dion 40th and Allison Rogers 42nd. Alves and Carvalho still the only two with a chance to win here. Carvalho has lost some ground on him, but I'm sure he'll gain it back soon. Let's take another quick break and we'll be right back. Alright, so we're going to be back from here to the finish, hopefully, as we're coming to 3 more laps of racing here for the Burger King 350K. Alves looking for his 3rd win of the season and maybe a chance to jump to the top of the board in the chase. Carvalho looking for his 1st win of the season and his 8th career victory. There it is again. Carvalho just did it again. He did the same thing he did in the last lap. But he hasn't seemed to maybe lost as much as he did last time. Unknown if we will come back here or not. There hasn't been a lot of passing. So, probably not coming back here next season, but who knows? Maybe they'll try out the Pensacola road course instead. Carvalho wants to get up there into the lead, but he just can't gain anything on the 16 car. Cavanero still in 3rd. Naylor looking for that spot. Brendan Rogers in 5th. Beeson 6th. Adam Rogers 7th. Cody Russell, then John Linares, and then Greg Lyons. Coming to 2 more laps to go. And if Carvalho is going to make a move, he's going to have to make it soon on this 3.5 mile course. Carvalho getting close again. And Carvalho makes the same mistake again, and he gets loose again. And he was faster that lap, even though he had made that mistake. Now, if Carvalho wants to win this race, he is going to have to learn that if he keeps making that same mistake in that turn, then he's not going to win this race. As we ride on board with Carvalho. This is probably the closest he's been to a win almost all season. And Alves pulls away. As you look at the rear cam of Alves, as we're going to head to the white flag here. And Alves is pulled away now this time. White flag in the air for Austin Alves. And Austin Alves trying to focus on the road ahead of him. Cavallo desperately trying to get a chance to win here. But it looks like Alves might have this race won. They head around the track now. And as we head down the final, coming out of the final turn, Alves is going to hang on here today at Daytona. Austin Alves winning the Burger King 350K. Cavallo will come home in second. Naylor comes home third. Cavanero fourth. Brenda Rogers in fifth. Michael Beeson will be sixth. Adam Rogers seventh. Cody Russell eighth. John Linares ninth. And Greg Lyons will finish in 10th. Hope you enjoyed today's race. Next time we're going over the ocean to Europe, and we're going to race at Rockingham, UK, which will be the first of 2 races outside of the United States of America. So we will see you guys at Rockingham, UK.